Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Morning Report is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This morning, we'll tell you about Barbara Bush leaving behind a legacy as a former First Lady and former First Mother, the FDA attempting to regulate faulty medical devices, and more. Today is Wednesday, April 18th, and this is the Morning Report. The Lee County Sheriff's Office has released the identity of the shooter and victim in an apparent murder-suicide that took place at a Dennys in South Fort Myers last week. On April 11th at around 9:30 a.m., deputies responded to the Dennys located on Summerlin Center Drive to find a man who had shot a woman and then turned the gun on himself. The female victim was deceased on scene, and the male subject was transported by EMS to a local hospital where he would eventually die from his self-inflicted wounds. The female victim has been identified as 52-year-old Ada Kachkaski, and the male shooter has been identified as 83-year-old Ronald Huffman. The next of kin for both have been identified, and no possible motives for the shooting have been given. LCSO says that the investigation remains active. Barbara Bush, the First Lady whose plain-spoken manner and utter lack of pretense made her more popular at times than her husband, President George H.W. Bush, died on Tuesday at the age of 92. Mrs. Bush brought a grandmotherly style to button-down Washington, often appearing in her trademark fake pearl chokers and displaying no vanity about her white hair and wrinkles. The Bushes, who were married in 1945, had the longest marriage of any presidential couple in American history, and Mrs. Bush was one of only two First Ladies who had a child who was elected president. The other was Abigail Adams, wife of John Adams and mother of Quincy Adams. On Sunday, a family spokesman said the former First Lady had decided to decline further medical treatment for health problems and focus instead on comfort care at home in Houston. She had been in the hospital recently for congestive heart failure and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. In 2009, she had heart valve replacement surgery and had a long history of treatment for Graves' disease. Barbara could be caustic in private, but her public image was that of a self-sacrificing, supportive spouse who referred to her husband as her hero. U.S. health officials on Tuesday proposed steps to improve the government system for overseeing medical devices, which has been criticized for years for failing to catch problems with risky implants and medical instruments. The plan from the FDA includes few immediate changes, but lists a number of ideas and proposals with the goal of improving safeguards on pacemakers, artificial joints, medical scanners, and other devices. Among other measures, the FDA will consider requiring more training for doctors who implant certain high-risk devices. But that step, like others floated by the agency, might require new guidelines or regulations, and other proposals may require additional money from Congress. The FDA has repeatedly been forced to issue safety alerts about unexpected problems with devices that only appeared years after they were approved for use in patients. In the last decade, those have included hip replacements that faulted prematurely, faulty wiring in implanted defibrillators, surgical mesh linked to pain and bleeding, and a surgical instrument that inadvertently spread uterine cancer. Tuesday's report acknowledges the shortcomings of the FDA's current system for detecting problems, which agency officials describe as passive. The agency relies on reports about device problems from doctors, patients, and manufacturers, but the electronic filings often contain incomplete or inaccurate information, and most device issues are not reported, according to government assessments, meaning it can take a long time to determine if the issue represents a true safety concern. And that was the Morning Report for today. I'm Bri Walling. The Morning Report airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. right here at NaplesHerald.com. And don't forget to check out our lunch break that also airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Thank you for watching.